What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. Question of the month, but before we get into that, I have a quick PSA that I would like to talk about real quick. So with that, we're going to bring back an old favorite segment of mine. Let's get on with this. Alright, so I am sure that you have heard that over the past couple weeks at the time of this recording, there have been multiple deaths involving school buses in some way, shape, or form. Now, the ones that I'm talking about are not the ones that are caused by the bus, but by drivers that are just, well, stupid. People are driving around the bus. If they're behind it, they're just driving straight through. If they're next to it or on the opposite side of the road, all of these when the bus is stopped. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous, and I really want to make a whole video on this, but I'm just going to throw it in here for right now, and maybe I'll make a full video on it later. But honestly, like, how do these people not, like, see a school bus? They're like, oh, I didn't see the school bus. I didn't know it was stopping. Like, are you stupid? They're yellow. They have stop signs that flash. Some of them even have two. It's time to stop! Time to stop! That was a really stupid reference. But seriously, it is time to stop. When the bus is stopped with red lights on or even yellow lights, just stop. Like, honestly, it's not hard. It's going to add maybe a minute onto your commute. Oh, well, Cameron, it's gonna add a minute onto my commute, and I'm already late for work. Well, you should have left earlier then. Stop complaining about the bus. It's not causing you any harm. You're causing harm and literally killing people. Like, honestly. Seriously, this is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of stories that I saw each night after this, it's like, God, I hope I don't wake up and see another one. And you know what? I woke up and saw another story about it. It's ridiculous. Sorry if I'm ear raping anyone. I'm just, this honestly pisses me off. As a driver and as a school bus enthusiast, it's like, school buses are supposed to be the safest vehicle on the road. And for the most part, they are, but if you're not putting in the effort to make it safe, and it's not going to be safe, you see where I'm going with this? And honestly, if you're able to drive and you don't know when to stop for a school bus, I'll put in a little thing up here. Stop watching this video and go watch that, because that's far more important. And then come back to watching this because I need views. But seriously, this is absolutely ridiculous. They teach you this stuff in driving school. If you're able to stop at a normal stop sign and not complain about that, why can't you stop for a school bus? Honestly, this just gets on my nerves, like I said, as a driver and a school bus enthusiast, and everyone else has already made their points, and I've really kind of kept quiet about it. But this is... come on. To all those families out there that were affected in any way, shape, or form, my thoughts and prayers are with you. You might have also noticed that I've changed the channel icon from the astro symbol to the stop sign. Not because it needed to be changed, which it did, but this is also the thing that's going around in the school bus community right now. So, if you agree with these points that I've brought up, or somewhat agree with them, then change your profile picture, really anywhere you want, everywhere, to a picture of a school bus stop sign or a school bus with red lights on or just something to get people's attention. This is not the type of stuff that I want to talk about on the channel, because this is really not the stuff that was meant to be on the channel, but the fact that I have to bring this up, it's almost depressing. Like, I don't know why. This just really got on my nerves this past week. Just seeing all these kids die over this. Over getting on the bus or getting off the bus. They're dying for that? Like, why? I swear, some people are so stupid. Alright. You're not you when you're hungry. Let's get on with the question of the month. But before that, of course, we have to review last month's question of the month, which is, what is the oldest bus in your fleet? Let's get on with that. Alright, so we're going to start with the newest comments and work our way to the oldest comments, so let's start. Radical Gaming Nerd said, oldest bus is a 98 Thomas EF that is going to retire at the end of the school year. Then the oldest will be a 2000 Thomas EF and a 2000 Bluebird All-American that was in an accident when it was brand new. Since the air brakes sound horrible and the exhaust comes out black, brown, a lot but usable bus, they should retire it. Bus driver 434 said, our oldest bus we have ever had since last year is bus 29, 30, and 31 2012 C2s. Those are 6 years old. Those are not old. I mean, wow. ROR bus 3196 said, bus 4066, an 87 Thomas S1700 with a DTA 360, 11 rows, which equates to 65 passengers. Single stop sign, 3 emergency exits, 1 roof hatch, back door, and the front door. Also, no AC except for the handicap S1700s that our districts had on the west side. I live on the east side. And then the oldest route bus is a Thomas 3800 with a 7.3 liter T444E. And the newest bus is 4232, a second gen CE with a Cummins 6.7. Jesus Arios said, hey, Cameron, hello. I believe the oldest bus in our fleet is a Ford Thomas bus. I don't know the year, but it is indeed retired, so rip. The oldest bus that is running, however, are the Thomas FS65s, and they are usually spares. I am on one at the moment since bus 26, 2010 CE with a MaxForce DT, is broken down at the moment. That sucks. Trucker57 said, we are currently in the process of retiring a 1999 or 2000 low headroom Thomas FS65, normal length handicapped, powered by a Cat 3126. Our oldest bus as of late, however, once it goes, the next oldest buses will be Sisters 23 and 24, 2003 low headroom FS65s with the Mercedes OM904s. And I will put in some pictures up here. So, boom, there you go. Caleb Schnurr said, oldest in our fleet is a 06 CE200 and a few 300s that are pretty much spares, buses 50 through 59. Coolboy725 said, lately, I think it's an 05 HDX. The lowest I've seen in that batch is a BB901 through 05. Dylan said, I don't know what year, but it's a diesel Thomas FS65. Christopher Thomas said, oldest bus in Elkhart ISD is a 93 Thomas 3800 with a DT466. Palestine ISD is a 93 Bluebird International with a DT466E. And Westwood ISD is a 95 Thomas MVP. Joshua Manny said, the oldest bus I have in my districts are 2002 and 01 TC2000s and All-American REs, which are powered by the 5.9 liter Cummins. Griot Entertainment said, the oldest bus we have is an 08 CE300 bus 49 with the DT, best engine ever, which is the only spare in my district, but the oldest bus on our route is a 2010 CE300 with a DT, bus 51, which will be retired in May next year due to 4 2020 Thomas C2s being purchased. Jerry said, to my knowledge, we have gotten rid of everything older than 2010 concerning big ones, although we may have an 08 wheelchair lift left around as a spare for 43. Little ones go down to 08 Chevy Microbirds. Oldest ones are 40, 41, 60, 64, which are 2010s with hydro brakes. 48 passengers, 40 and 41 go to Coatesville for their run. 64 go somewhere, blah, 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 blah. I will have you know that I read the whole thing, but I didn't feel like reading it out loud, so. Garrett said, the oldest bus my school has is a mid-90s Bluebird short handicap nose bus. They do not use the bus for transporting kids. It's mainly used as a back and forth from the repair shop. They did have a mid to early 90s Bluebird TC2000. That was my absolute favorite until they sold it to our rival school a few weeks ago. I found out they scrapped the bus after problems. Michael's Gaming HD said 2000 A3 FE, number 124, all incandescent, super loud. I love the feel of riding it. Ours were notorious for the sticky stop arms. Dopeverk said Gwinnett County spec on the road is an 80s Bluebird S1700, and scrapped is a 70s Thomas body S1700. Ross said the oldest bus we have is the 94 Thomas Vistas, which are being aged out. Connor said we have about 22,000 Bluebird A3 FEs as spares, that's it. Adam said oldest bus we have is bus 609, a 94 Thomas ER. It has the 8.3 liter Cummins, 78 passenger body, and has been kept around for some unknown reason. It's sat since 2013 at our old lot, and they moved to a new facility in 2014. The assistant transportation director at the time didn't know it was there when I asked about it in April. It's very moldy on the inside and just stores a couple of large torn up cardboard boxes and its own crossing gate. Oldest buses on the road are the 2000 Bluebird A3 REs, buses 658 through 662, and the oldest route buses are 697 and 698, both 07 C2s. Grant said 3800s and FS65s Cameron LOL. Clayton said bus 2, a 98 Bluebird GMC CV200, and pictures will be on screen. Bus 93 said, apologies for the long comment. Well, let me just write you down on the list of people to never read off again. The oldest current bus in my district is a 98 International Bluebird 3800, and the oldest bus in service is a 2000 International Bluebird Bus 29, both with manual transmission. Wow. Though the oldest buses in my county's history is my first and favorite bus, which is bus 93, a 95 International Amtrak 3800 with a DT466E and a 5-speed manual. It was in service until 2015 and used constantly as a spare for 2 years until 2017 when it was replaced. I've tried to find its location so I could purchase it, but I couldn't find any trace of it. Depressing. And I will put pictures on screen. Gray Mason said, our main contractors for students. Oldest bus to my knowledge is the 2003 Thomas FS65 Illinois spec, yellow roof, but the oldest bus used for routes is an 06 CE200 Illinois spec with yellow roof. Our other contractors, Septran, oldest bus is a Bluebird Microbird from in between 2003 and 09, also Illinois spec. The oldest bus owned by the district is a 2010 Microbird G5 painted in PHSCC colors. Crafting Twins said, oldest bus, it's retired, a 90 Bluebird All-American, which was auctioned off in 2014, but we still have it in our lot. Sadly, I never got to ride it. Oldest bus still in use is a 05 or 06 CE200, similar to the one I mentioned in last month's question of the month. I remember riding a 98 Bluebird International as a spare a few years ago, but I think for students. Caleb said our oldest bus is number 39, a 92 International Thomas 3800. It's now used as a parts bus. Christopher Thomas then replied to Caleb's comment saying, in my district, their oldest bus is an 89 Thomas 3800, and it's a parts bus too, but it got in a wreck and has been a parts bus ever since. Paul Tech said a 2001 Bluebird GMC. Heavy Weapons Guy said 2003 number 386 Bluebird International 3800 with high windows and a jackknife door and a yellow roof, and the oldest bus is 574. Oh, I meant to say newest. A 2018 Bluebird Vision. Cavan said at least 30 2005 or 06 CEs with a DT466. Carson said 98 Bluebird 3800. Logan said 92 Ward International. And last but not least, ICCE83 said 2000 Bluebird 3800 bus 188. Now, as you can tell by the title of this video, this month's question of the month is, what is the best riding bus you have ever been on? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be your route bus. It could just be a bus that you rode once or whatever, because that is my answer. So, yeah. All right, so story time. I'm sure some of you remember that I did this vlog earlier in the year when I went to the Pacific Bus Museum for their Crown Supercoach Day or whatever it was, and it was super cool and awesome. Anyways, I had never ridden a Crown Supercoach or a Super 2. I'd always wanted to. I'd always wanted pictures of one, let alone ride one. So as we're getting on the buses to start driving around, I'm like, okay, well, I don't have really high expectations. They're going to be bumpy. We're on some back roads, you know. They're old, and well, I I'm on a bus. I'm on a Gillig. I'm on a Super Coach. I'm on a tandem axle. I'm on a Super 2. It's okay. I don't really care. So the first bus I rode was a Gillig. It was a nice ride. Wasn't the best ride though. Then I rode a Super Coach. Nice ride again. Nothing too special. Then I rode a tandem axle Super Coach. That was fun to ride. You know. And here we go. Now I'm getting on the Super 2, and I don't know why, but this bus had the lowest expectations out of the other ones that I just listed. I don't know why, but it just did. So anyways, we get down, and we're going on some back roads. You know, we're swerving left and right constantly, and there's a video in the card thing. I'll link it up here. It's an awesome video. Well, anyways, I've said it once, and I'll say it before. That is the best riding bus I have ever been on. That was the smoothest ride. That it was so comfortable, and I've had the opportunity to ride a lot of things. I've ridden the C's, I've ridden 3800s, I've ridden HDX, I've ridden this, but the Super 2 was just way up there. It like insane, and it surprised me. I was not expecting that at all. And from the other drivers that were there who were driving it, they were saying that, wow, this is a really good drive. So the best riding bus I have ever been on, I've only been on one, well, I've been on two, but I only ridden one, is a Crown Super Coach 2. The best bus I have ever ridden on. Probably it will remain that way for at least another 20 or 30 years. Honestly, nothing has even come close to that. And this was not just to promote those videos, like that was my honest answer, so. Alright, so let me know what the best riding bus you have ever been on is in the comments below. You get a free shout out if you answer and talk about the question, so that's cool. Like I said, it could have been one that you've just ridden once, or it could be one that you've ridden 300 times. Alright guys, so that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know, they put it down in care they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or all the Snickers are going to end out, and you're always going to be you when you're not you when you're hungry. You're never going to be the same. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't get raped. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. And thanks for watching.